In today's episode, we'll expand a little more about real confidence. Not what has been served to you that confidence is, because it isn't. Real confidence comes from being capable to, in the midst of crashing your worlds and the entire world around you, that in the midst of something that you built for years and you now witness is disappearing, you remain not just calm and peaceful, but in a sense in a place of joy. Why? Because that's the final test from God, from divine universe source, infinite intelligence, call it as you please. Uh, why that's the final test? Because if you do what most do and go into sadness, despair, even suicidal thoughts, the evil and the darkness won. Won what? Won your soul. And you lost the battle in this game of life. But when it hurts the most, you are capable to be joyful, not in a sense like a crazy person who lost completely direction, but in a sense like all is well, I'm safe, I'm alive, and from this, something better must re emerge. I remember at one seminars of Bashar where everyone left to a woman who asked him, "Can you give me the solution for everything?" And he, with zero hesitation, said, "Yes, I can." And the recipe is something like, in every given moment, as long as you're alive, just do the next most exciting thing. Let's say this Saturday you have some time for yourself and you are literally communicating with your soul and asking your inner child, what's the next most exciting thing we could do? As I said, as long as you are through the early years conditioning, waiting in front of someone else's doors, whether or not you will receive a little attention, a little love, a little value, a little reward, a little success, a little joy, a little worthiness, you will end up waiting in front of different doors through different weeks, months, years, and eventually your entire life. But when you, through the work and through the practice, put yourself in a state of communicating with your inner child, then the doors, all doors are yours. And you literally build and rebuild the most powerful relationship that you as a child needed the most probably didn't have. And that's not your fault. And we all come to this journey with different set of cards through circumstances, in which family we were born, what were the generational curses and blockages, whether that's related to success, wealth, love, all kinds of different programs and blockages, souls inherent. And with the knowledge from the book Your Children Aren't Yours, I am more than sure that every soul literally signs contract aware of the obstacles that she will face in that particular family, but that soul chooses to come either way because it has the capacity to uh, go through the challenges, rewrite the story, and live the most beautiful and fulfilling life in all aspects of this journey. So, yes, always communicate with your soul. Your soul is subconscious. There is your inner child. Ask your inner child, where would you want to go? What would you want to do? What can I do for you today? So all those flaws and all that's missing from your early years, as I said, that's not your fault. You came with a set of programs, literally with contract, soul contract, but it's your obligation to dig deeper, to become aware of all that which is happening behind the scene through your journey, and to let that all go. You owe that for your future self, for future generations, for future family, to literally be someone who is now capable to those who come after you, train to be the most powerful beings on this planet. You have the capacity to rearrange even your blood to flow with ancient healing powers. You have inside you capacity and power to reverse aging. You have inside you the power to literally be, do, and have everything you want. If you're at the beginning, I know that this sounds like woo-woo shit, and I'm some woo-woo lady who has no other business than to speak some woo-woo shit here. But trust me, that was me, because I simply couldn't grasp that it can be easy. I remember stumbling years and years ago on awesome stuff from Esther Hicks and Abraham, and I thought that she is literally, I don't know, I said that many times in previous episodes, that she's some rich lady on some good stuff. But because I accepted that even if there is 10% of possibility that could be real, I decided to explore the subject. And guess what? Everything that we adopted is false. Her teachings are how it was always supposed to be, but unfortunately, we were poisoned by the age of 7 through different kinds of social conditionings that what the majority accepts should be our way, no other way. Like everybody or nothing. Well, guess what? You came here, as Einstein said, every single soul comes here as genius, but environment and all kinds of different social conditionings are committed to cut wings of every genius, simply because the light of the soul shines on their darkness. Do the next most exciting thing for you today, no matter how may be simple that might seem. Don't think that you are worthy only how much you push yourself, exhaust yourself, how much you are killing yourself. I've noticed long time ago that people, even with sense of pride, say how dare I'm killing myself these days. I'm so exhausted. Like that's something that we should compete on a scale of worthiness. Trust me, that's your shortcut to dead end. I was that kind of person who was on my own. How would I say it? I was always putting others in front of me, and I thought that God is taking notes and He will reward me. Of course, He won't, because He was observing me how I have zero self respect, self love, and self value, and He was giving me more and more of it. Whilst I was watching people who I know who literally give zero F's about others, even the closest, and they're always putting themselves first, and they have high self-esteem and high self-love and high self-respect, and literally everything best that life has to offer was given to them with zero efforts from their part. And that's when I started to literally see the proofs in my environment, how the saying of Esther Hicks, which one of her sayings that I love the most, there is some screwy reasoning going on here, seemed to have many sense, because I was doing everything for everybody and I waited or never got what I wanted, hoping that somewhere that is noted. No, it wasn't. You just get more and more of what you are inside. So, meaning no self esteem, no self love, more and more experiences in your life that mirror no self love and no self esteem and no self value. Versus putting yourself on pedestal, taking time to take care of yourself, having strong, firm boundaries, knowing that the universe always has your back and that it was supposed to always be not just possible but normal and natural for the entire world to spin around you, because you're more powerful than you can imagine. If you were a people pleaser, if you were, I'm not saying that you should be mean or evil, no. And in a sense, even though I was completely exhausting myself and putting myself last, life eventually found a way to reward me. I'm not saying that that's some mistake, but I know that if I can go back in time, I would do this inner work and self-love and reconnecting with my inner child much sooner, because life is from that place much more pleasant, much more full, much more enjoyable. The sense of confidence that you have is real confidence, natural charisma, nothing pushed or fake. I mean, people, as I said, people feel what you feel about yourself. And change what you feel about yourself and what you think about yourself, and you will witness immediately changes in your life and in your environment. So as I said, becoming nothing and nobody isn't something that you should think is bad. That's the best place you can be, because if you're at the bottom, if life puts you on your knees, that's when you must be in the greatest joy. Try it, because most people go into sadness, regret, fear of future, and regrets from the past. Don't do that. Trust me. Find one reason in the most painful moment to be joyful. And when you find one, more and more will come up after that first one. And know that from the bottom, with joy, you can only expand. And not expansion, meaningless expansion, even though you should celebrate every milestone towards every your desire. That's how the momentum gets bigger and bigger. So celebrate everything, because it was never about the end goal anyways. It was always about enjoying the ride. Celebrate every brick on whatever it is that you are building. And that's true appreciation and gratitude, not comparing yourself regardless of others, and therefore being grateful for, I don't know, you have better car, job, or house. No, that's not gratitude. That's the ego stuff. But real appreciation and real gratitude is exactly this: joy in the midst of biggest pain. And it's how you literally block the momentum of resistance with appreciation for whatever it is, knowing that even though it might be very, very painful, it's still for your highest good. Life has been preparing for you for something that you are, from your narrow and limited vision and perspective, incapable to now fully understand. Don't be in mercy of others, of their words, thoughts, actions towards you. As I said, people have that type of behavior that, like baboons, wait for some of them to be at the lowest and weakest point and then to attack. Be grateful for everything. Real confidence, as I mentioned, is to be immune to criticism and to flattery. Meaning, if someone tells me you're pretty, that should hype me or put me in an awesome feeling place. And if someone tells me today you look like shit, I should be sad. No, I know who I am regardless of how I look. And when you step into that power of being immune to flattery and criticism, that's the definition of true confidence, because you are no longer bamboozled with, and people are changing opinions fast. I used to struggle in relationships because from the early childhood, in order to survive, learned how to read the room and situation. In order for me to protect myself, to know how to behave in certain situations. Not in certain, in every situation. So that caused to be hypersensitive in relationships and to put myself in a place of being in mercy of my partner whether or not he will look me in a certain way or tell me certain thing or be kind and loving and generous towards me today and tomorrow due to his some I don't know, every single person has their own world and their own stuff. So in most cases it was never about you. Mostly someone just had many other things to do or something happened and you are freaking out. So if you trust me, I know how that can be awful, meaning you have everything in your life but you are effed up because I don't know, someone looked you in a way that you interpreted wrong, false. Don't go there. Be completely immune to criticism, flattery, to what someone said or did. Never let the outer circumstances dictate your inner world and your feelings, because that's the shortcut to life sentence. Life sentence of what? Of being in mercy of others. That's why building wealth, especially for women, is important. Financial freedom gives you options and choices, and you are not in mercy of people who are having it if you don't. And we know that those who are not having are making, as I used to in my youth, many stupid choices because I didn't even could possibly dream what financial freedom means, because I never had one. And that's also a part that I want to mention, and something I'm obsessed about, astrology. And somewhere I read that because I used to be so dependent of the others, regardless of finances, the other half of my life is bringing me financial freedom in order for me to, till the end of this journey, fully enjoy and understand and feel what true freedom is. And true freedom only comes from being financially and location free. You are not in mercy and in mood mercy of nobody else. And that's why everyone is striving. No one is having goal money, like just money for money. We are all chasing feeling, and the root of all awesome feelings is freedom. You are confident in your attitude, you're confident in your speech, you're confident in that certainty and power that you have because you are aware that you are well off and that you can always take a good care of yourself and your loved ones. Through gratitude and appreciation, you're blocking the momentum of resistance. If the resistance or unpleasant feeling is so strong, don't go in positive affirmations, and I don't know, you will feel like crap. But step by step, allow yourself to be angry first if you are in big pain, because anger is on a higher frequency on the emotional scale. And allow yourself to go like baby, slowly but surely, step by step, until you come to place of relief, and then from relief you are again step by step going towards ultimately and possibly and preferably to joy. Please try this experiment next time when you experience something very painful in your life. Instead of crying and being sad, Practice joy. Find something in the midst of the greatest pain that makes you joyful, even regardless of the pain that you are experiencing. And watch. Watch how divine and light will reward you because you did what nobody does. So, as the saying goes, in order to become 1%, you must do what only 1% does. And what's that? That's this recipe. Be joyful in the midst of most painful situations. I think I wanted to say something more about confidence, but because of this irritation in my throat, I have to go and drink some water. Thank you for being here, and I hope that this was useful.